And if you go to the data models, event driven derivation is the one that we are interested. And this is the one that we changed, guys. Click on submit, guys. You see here it was uploaded successfully. So my half of the job is done, guys. And I want to have a workflow now. I want to raise that workflow based on this event reason, guys. That is my complete requirement. I'm doing step by step. Yes, I want to have a workflow now. And where I'm going to create workflow is, you all know that we have to create a workflow under the here only, guys. Go to your workflow. This is the place where you are going to create a workflow. Let me see what is the workflow that we created, guys. Just few minutes back we created one, right? Something March, yeah, March workflow, right? And the ID is this one, guys. Remember this thing, guys. So this is the workflow that we created, and we know that who are the approvers in that particular workflow. Now I have to associate that event reason and this workflow in the in the workflow derivation rules data model, guys. So we set up the event reason, and the event reason is fired. Now whenever there is a change to the is employee full-time field. Okay, and now my task is like I have to associate that event reason to a workflow. And how I am going to do that is like I have to go to this workflow derivation rule and I have to write a new rule, guys. And this new rule is going to be, let me copy one of those things, guys, here. And this rule is, let's say, EMP full-time change. Whatever it may be, it should be unique, guys. That's the only mandatory or requirement here. And this is the event reason. You see here, and the workflow is March _ WF, guys. And this is the workflow. Let me read out this thing, guys. It is pretty simple. You are writing a new rule here, and this rule ID is like rule _ EMPFT, which should be unique across this file. And you are trying to raise this workflow called as March _ WF, and this is raised when this condition is true. And you see here, whenever the job change is triggered, this is the event reason that is triggered. That's it. You are going to fire a new workflow, guys. Okay, and that is what we configured here with respect to the workflow derivation rules, guys. And one second, 2015 March. Hold on a moment, guys. Mismatch tag. Condition. Okay. Previously we changed it to XR, right? That is the problem, guys. Fine, guys. I changed it. So I have to go ahead and import that into the provisioning system under the workflow derivation rules, guys. You see here, this is the workflow derivation rules. I am going to import here workflow derivation 2015. That's the one which we prepared, and you can see this was uploaded successfully into the system, guys. Okay. Now let me go ahead and test that, guys. So in order to test that, I have to go ahead and change one of the existing employees. Whether he's a full-time or that particular field should be a full-time employee or not. That is what we have to go ahead and change it, guys. And if you go to any employee, where is my let's say who is that? Let me go here. Employment details. Not this one, guys. I don't have option to go ahead and edit his job information. Oops. Okay, it should be there. And here, yeah, here you can see I'm going to set it to no, and I'm submitting it. You see here, guys, a new workflow has been triggered, and you see here, this is what we configured in the workflow. You see here, this is the workflow triggering, and this is our workflow which we created, and this is being triggered whenever the field has been changed. Okay, that's fine. Now if I proxy into any of those approvers list, you should see a new workflow in their inbox, guys. Basically like in their approval list. I guess she is the one. Okay, she is the one, guys. Go to their pending requests. Yeah, you see here, guys, job info change, and this is the change we triggered. Go here and approve it, like whatever it may be. Yeah. And this is the change that has been changed from yes to no. It has been happened, guys. Please approve job info change, whatever it may be, guys. Oh, I didn't proxy into their account, guys. That is the reason I don't have. Now I am in Marcia's account, and if we go to the employee files of Marcia's account, and here go to pending requests, and this is the one. She can take an action to approve it or send it back, guys. So you can see changes has been saved successfully. Last time there was some change, guys, some problem, guys. That is the reason we are not able to approve it. But now you can see here, which confirms that the workflow has been configured properly, and there is no problem with respect to the workflow creation or these rules configuration. Everything works fine, guys. Yeah. I know, like, it is going to be like a little bit lengthier topic and little bit complex, which involves your different rules and different data models, and altogether new concept like workflow, event regions, whatnot, like everything. Like most of the, this is the complex thing, guys. If you are comfortable with these things, yes, your Employee Central is like a cakewalk for you, for all of you guys. It's pretty simple. If you understand, it's pretty simple, guys.
Raghu, can you send us this video, please, today?
And unfortunately, half of this session was not recorded, guys. I was like totally, yes. Even I was shocked with that. I was literally shocked with that. I didn't trigger the recording for most half of the session. I didn't trigger, guys. So I felt myself I felt very bad.
Alice, recorded the Alice.
Oh yeah, I'll do that, guys. I'll do that.
Because we've done more than 2 hours now, so I need to go and catch some sleep.
No worries, guys. I can do my best, guys, to give you the required information on these things, and try to follow that, guys. It's not a difficult thing once you understand that, right? It's really like a simple thing. You can do it pretty much, guys. Try to do some of the changes with respect to your workflow, and try to create some event regions and play around that. Yes, definitely you will be comfortable with this thing, guys.
Raghu, the notepad file you was creating also, please send us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Raghu, for EC, which material tool were you talking about? For EC, what material did you send everybody? I didn't receive that.
THR 81, EC part 1, EC part 2, either Sadia or someone else.
Yeah, but like how many modules are there in it total?
No. EC is a module. I see why I divided into part 1 and part 2 is because I cannot send a single file because of the size restriction. That is the reason I split
didn't
into
receive
two.
part 2.
Okay. Who is this? Sarika or Sadia?
Dipali.
Oh. 1 second, let me take a note.
I just received the part 1 only.
I'll send the part 2 as well, guys. Okay, guys. If you have patience, I will take one more topic, guys, called as like your online report designer. But let me know, guys, frankly, like if you are able to observe that, yes, I'll go ahead and complete that particular piece as well, guys.
Yeah, Raghu, it's already late for us, Raghu. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not telling that it's a mandatory. It all depends on you guys. I don't have any problem. Okay, guys, no problem. Let me stop it here. And yes, I'll continue that in tomorrow's session, guys.
But it could be same time though?
Yeah, same time, guys.
Alright. One more thing, the last we finished on the last, I think, Friday and on the Sunday as well. If we're finishing at the metadata framework, is it cover everything up?
Yeah, in fact, like that is what it is, guys. You see here, we covered like creation of your objects, generic objects. I showed you like how to create your screens using the generic objects that we created, and how to create a portlet using your generic objects. And in fact, like, the screen ID is not populated because there was a problem on the system. None of the screen IDs are being generated, guys. I raised a support case, but as this is a not a production system, right? It was not prioritized. And earlier I showed you like how to define your generic objects, right? And how to associate your generic objects to your workflow. I showed you that, how to write rules on your generic objects. And I showed you like previously I showed you associations with respect to the objects. And these are the different things that you see around your metadata framework, guys. And we have seen the business configuration rules. All these things are provided by your platform called as metadata framework, guys.
Raghu, I think that in the last session you said that the new screen that we came up with, that was regarding training, right? New screen for training, employee test training or something like that. And that we couldn't attach it to a particular view or something like that.
That is what I am telling you, right? That is not, the screen ID is not came up because there was problem in the system, and I raised a support case with the support team. I don't know like who asked this question. Yeah, that is what I'm telling. I remember like we were not able to add that